in mathematics, which is coming from the topic called probabilities. The question reads, two pupils are to represent the school at a human rights conference. So if the two are chosen at random from the group of 8 girls and 6 boys, calculate the probability that the two pupils are picked. Okay, so if you look at this question very well, the first thing that we have to do is to calculate, okay, the total number of pupils which we can be able to choose from. Okay, so going to find the total number of pupils, okay, whom we can choose from. So we have got 8 girls there, okay, plus 6 what? 6 boys, and that will be equal to 14 what? Pupils. Okay. Therefore we shall say that let G represent the number of girls, okay, and then B represent the number of boys. Okay. So the probability of picking a girl will be equal to 8 over 14, and the probability of picking a boy will be equal to 6 over 14. Now, if you look at this question very well, you need to understand that if you add the probability of a girl plus the probability of a boy, it's supposed to give us 1. So 8 over 14 plus 6 over 14 is supposed to give us 1. So the easiest way to solve this question is that we can be able to draw a tree diagram. Okay, so how will the tree diagram look like? Okay, going to draw something like this. So in our first picking, remember the probability of boys and probability of girls. So we had the probability for boys as 6 over 14. Then the probability of girls, it was 8 over 14. Now, if we were to pick a boy from the group, okay, at random, if we were to pick a boy from the group, you discover that the number of boys is going to reduce by 1. Okay, that means the total number of pupils also will reduce by 1, meaning we're going to have what? A 13. Okay. Now when we pick a boy, meaning the number of girls will remain the same, which will be 8. Okay, it will be 8. But remember, the number of pupils are 13, which is in the second picking. Next, if we are to pick a girl, you will discover that the number of girls will reduce, which will be a 7 over 13, and the number of pupils would have reduced by 1. Okay, but we had picked a girl, meaning the number of boys remains the same, okay, with a 6 over 13, like that. So this is our second picking. So in a scenario whereby you are picking boys alone, both pupils that you are picking are boys, okay, both pupils that you are picking are boys. How will this going to look like? So let's assume that you are picking boys alone. So that basically means the probability of picking a boy, which is 6 over 14 multiplied by 5 over 13. Okay. So 6 over 14 multiplied by 5 over 13. That means our probability will be 15 over 91. Okay, let's assume that the both pupils that we are picking, you pick a boy and a girl. Okay, a boy which is a 6 over 14 and a girl which is an 8 over 13. So 6 over 14 multiplied by 8 over 13. Okay, 6 over 14 multiplied by 8 over 13. This is going to give us a 24 over 91. Okay, next, on those two pupils that we're picking, if you were to pick a girl then a boy, okay, look at the probability of a girl, which is 8 over 14 in the first picking, then the boy from the second picking, which is 6 over 13, like this. Okay, what would be the probability? The probability will be 24 over 91. Then the last one, what about both pupils that you picked? They were girls. So I'm going to get the 8 over 14 from the first picking multiplied by the 7 over 13 from the second picking, and that will be 8 over 14 multiplied by 7 over 13. Okay, that's going to give us it's going to give us a 4 over 13, which is 4 over what? Over 13. Now, to prove that what we have calculated is correct, you are supposed to add 15 over 91 plus 24 over 91, then plus another 24 over 91, then plus 4 over 13. If you add all these probabilities that we have here, it's supposed to give us a 1. If you're not getting a 1, that means there's somewhere where we have made a mistake and we need to go back and rectify that mistake. Okay, so if you remember very well our questions, the first one was saying these pupils that are picked, both of them are girls. So how do you find that probability? I think that's very simple. We even found that probability already on this tree diagram, where we got the girls from the first picking and the girls from the second picking, which will be 8/14 multiplied by 7/13, and our answer will be 4/13. Now, how did we arrive at that answer? Okay. So this is it. So the probability of both being girls. Okay, probability of both. Okay, both girls. Okay, we've got 8/14 multiplied by 7/13. So if you multiply 8 by 7, you are going to get 56/14 multiplied by 13. You are going to get 182. Then you look for a number that can go into 56 and 182. So the number that can go into 56 and 182, okay, number that can go into 56 and 182, that number is 14. 14 into 56, the answer is 4. Okay, then 14 into 182, the answer is what? Is 13, like that. Okay, then we go to the next question, where we are told that at least one is a boy. Okay, now when you say at least one is a boy, in this case we have got different options of picking one as a boy. Okay, so these options that we have, there are 3 options. Number 1, we can pick a girl and a boy. Okay, and we can also pick a boy and a girl, and we can also pick a boy and a boy. Okay, so meaning, for example, we have this scenario here. We can pick a boy, okay, and a boy. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, then we can also pick a boy. Can also pick a boy. Can also pick a boy. Okay. Can also pick a boy and a girl. Pick a boy and a girl. So a boy in the first picking and a girl in the second picking. Okay. Another last choice is that we can pick a girl, okay, which is the 8/14, okay, and we can pick a girl and we pick a boy, because we are told that at least one of them should be a what? Should be a boy. So we have got three options in this question. Okay, so one of them should be a boy. So how do we write that one? We are going to say that the probability, okay, of at least the probability of at least the probability of at least one should be a boy would be the probability of either picking a girl and a boy plus the probability of either picking a boy and a girl, or the probability of picking both, which are boys. Okay, so what are we going to do there? We said the probability of first picking a girl and second picking a boy, that would be 8/14 multiplied by 6/13. Okay, plus the probability of picking a boy from the first picking and a girl from the second picking, that will be 6/14 multiplied by 7/13. Then the probability of picking a boy from the first picking, 6/14 multiplied by the probability of picking a boy from the second picking, which is 5/13, like this. Okay, so 8/14 multiplied by 6/13, that one is going to give us 24/91 plus 6/14 multiplied by 7/13. That's going to give us 3/13. Okay, plus next one, which is 6/14 multiplied by 5/13. That one is going to give us 15/91. Okay, such that if we're to add the 24/91 plus 3/13 plus 15/91, okay, that one is supposed to give us 60/91. So therefore we can say that the probability of at least one boy, okay, is equal to 60/91. Okay, we have come to the end of today's lesson. We'll be able to meet next time, even as we look at revision questions in other subjects and other topics.